Welcome to the Newfoundland vlog. Pretty much this video is just gonna be my little travel diary of my time in Newfoundland, because at the end of May and into the beginning of June I went to Newfoundland with my mom, which is the first trip that we have ever done, just the two of us. So it was really fun, really nice, and we just spent around 10 days, I think, pretty much going on a little road trip across Newfoundland, which, if you do not know, is Canada's easternmost province. It is split into the island of Newfoundland, which is completely detached from the rest of Canada. It's an island, and then Labrador is the northern part of the province, which is attached to the rest of Canada and goes all the way up to the Labrador Sea. So it gets very cold, and sadly we did not go to Labrador. Definitely next time, that is someplace I would really like to visit, but Newfoundland was just, it was amazing. This was my first time there, both of our first times there. We do have family that lives there that my mom hadn't seen for 30 years. I had never met because we just had never, it was really nice to get to see them and to meet them, frankly. In the months of May and June, and then into the summer as well, as you'll see, it is iceberg season, coming down the iceberg alley, if you will call it, which is the patch of sea that runs from like right between Greenland and Canada. The icebergs come down from there, and from the Arctic Circle as well, and they grace Newfoundland's shores. Apparently last year was the year for the iceberg season. Like, it was crazy last year. Sadly, when my mom and I went, we only saw one iceberg. Typically there are a lot more already by this time, but I think it's going to be, from what everyone was saying over there, a slow season for icebergs, and a lot of them were just much more north than we had planned to go by the time we got there. So we only saw one iceberg, but it was incredible, which you will see. I don't think it's any of the footage I got really captures just exactly how cool it was and how amazing it was to see, and it was just like perfection. I'm popping on here at the start of the vlog because I actually have a little haul for you that I didn't get to include in any of the footage later on. I bought a few things when I was there. I bought a couple little things. I'll show you them now. First thing I got just to try while I was there is some tea, some Newfoundland tea. And this is Newfoundland Screech tea, and this is from the company Dark Tickle, which is fun. They have a lot of these over there, and this one is supposed to be like Screech rum flavored. It smells really good. It wasn't my favorite when I had it, but they smell really good, and I will definitely be having the rest of these sometime soon, because over there in the months of May and June and even into July, it's definitely still cold enough to drink tea. Over here I probably would not be having hot tea right now, because this week here it's a humidex of like 40 degrees. There are also a number of puffin colonies on Newfoundland, so you can see puffins, and I saw a lot of puffins and it was really great. So I got this little puffin pin. Let me take them out of the bag. I don't know if anyone here remembers, I think some of you do, my Muffins for Puffins shirt that every time I wear, everyone's like, where'd you get that shirt? It's so cute. I found it thrifted in my hometown, but it's actually from a coffee shop in Newfoundland called Two Whales. The Two Whales coffee shop, which sadly I passed on the road. I saw where that shirt came from, but it was closed the day that I drove past, so really sad. But I did get this little puffin pin. He's so cute. I'm gonna put him on my backpack with the rest of my pins, and he's actually quite a sizable little enamel pin. And these are my favorite things that I got from the trip. I love jellyfish, and I got to see some more jellies this time, but I just love like jellyfish art and like sculptures of jellyfish, like anything like that. I have a couple like fabric ones that I got in Nova Scotia, and these ones are a little bit different. So my mom and I went to this store in Gros Morne National Park, which you're going to see and which I'm going to talk about in a second. This is what the shop is. It is Traditions by Miranda, Art of the Ocean Gallery. Just go, okay? Just go to the shop. One of the coolest crafts shops I've ever seen. Like, Miranda, whoever Miranda is, you are so talented. I wanted to buy everything in her shop, but I only got two things, and they were a couple of jellyfish, as you're probably guessing, but I think they're made from resin. I don't know how to show you just how, like, oh my god, they're just so cool. So this guy has stars on him, and then the other one I got is this very sparkly pink one, which is also so cool. Look it. Tell you a little bit about our itinerary if anyone is going over there, if you're wondering where we went. So my mom and I flew into St. John's, which is where some of our family is. So we flew into St. John's, spent a couple of days in St. John's, and then we rented a car, and then we drove to Bonavista. Gorgeous places there. They're really known, I think, for their beautiful like rugged coastline and a lot of whale watching. That's where we went whale watching and saw a bunch of whales. And then from Bonavista we headed to Twillingate. Twillingate is the iceberg place. It is kind of known as the iceberg place. It's the place to be for icebergs. This year, for whatever reason, it was a bit of an anomaly and we didn't see any icebergs in Twillingate. And then from Twillingate we went to probably one of the most beautiful places in all of Newfoundland, and that is Gros National Park. So beautiful. This park is huge and there is so much to do in Gros. It is just beautiful. And that was our last stop, and we flew out of a different airport called Deer Lake, which is also pretty close-ish to Gros. I will stop talking now. Here's the trip. Welcome to Newfoundland. My mom and I arrived yesterday. Mom, say hi. Just yell hi. Hi. Okay. Had a good easy day of travel. This morning we were going on I think another hike after breakfast. We've already been on one yesterday. We went up Signal Hill, which is actually just across from the hotel. Wonderful. This is our last full day here. We're not in St. John's for very long before we set out, but tonight we're actually going to be I'm going to be meeting them for the first time. Some family that lives here, which is exciting. So how many times you gotta flush there, bud?
Because it's a low water toilet. Sorry. Who are you talking to?
The vlog! Ew! Cut that out. So anyway, we'll be meeting some family tonight that, well, I've never met. You've met.
I haven't seen for 29 years.
29 years. Haven't seen them. Today it's, what? Negative? No.
It's 5 feels okay. Like -1.
5 degrees. Feels like -1. It looks pretty, it does look pretty windy, but we are going to try to hike something this afternoon. Have I already had to carry her up a hill? Yes. We're going to go walk. Not even doing anything. We're gonna check out another yummy place for breakfast, and yeah. Okay. steers. So many steers. Look at her go. She's eating them. Oh, she's running. Oh, look, more stairs. We've had breakfast and we are now on our way to Kitty Bitty? Kitty Bitty? Will we ever know how to pronounce it? I don't know. And a hike, and I just bought this hat because I forgot my toque at home. I'm wearing a bazillion and 1 layers, so let's see if that's enough because it's looking mighty cold. Do you want and? Oh shoot! We're a little bit. I think it's 8 kilometers in total into the Sugarloaf Trail. It's going well. How's it going? I'm sweating. And it's really not too cold. In fact, I'm sweating. Jeez, she's not gonna like this one. Come on, Sam! It is hard. She's doing great. She's doing great. Look at this chronic pain warrior.
I got this.
It's that time of the day, folks. It's time to go to the bookstore. On the way into Bonavista, we stopped at Elliston, which is right on the way, and it's located on the Bonavista Peninsula. So Elliston is a small fishing settlement. Its population rings in at 308 people, and it is just beautiful over there. It is so beautiful. The reason we stopped is because of the puffin colony. This is one of the closest places you can get to puffins on land, like if you're not taking a boat tour, because the colony is on this rock and they all flock onto the rock and you can get pretty close. I did not have a telephoto lens, so basically what you're gonna see, my camera lens looking through the binoculars. So I apologize for the shakiness, but we did get to see puffins, a few of them on the rock, and then later we saw a bunch, like pretty much the whole colony out on the bay fishing. They look so derpy, so silly. Elliston is also known as the root cellar capital of the world, because pulling into Elliston, you are going to see so many root cellars. I think I read that there's like over 130 of them. They are essentially built into little hills or banks in the ground, and they do, especially because I was reading Fellowship at the time, Fellowship of the Ring, they do look like hobbit holes, and they are so beautiful. They're used to keep mostly root vegetables like potatoes and stuff, and it kept them cool in the summer.
Oh shit.
I can't feel my hands.
Me neither. But just keep holding it. Let me turn a little more. Oh my god, yes. That's so good. Look at that. Kind. Oh.
As I'm sure you guys know, being here is like a dream for me. A lot of people here say that living in more rural places in Newfoundland is not for the faint of heart, nor is it easy by any means. The average summer temperature is only 16 degrees, and the winters can definitely be brutal. The weather, though, is really no match for the brute force of the people of Newfoundland. They seem to be brutally happy at all costs. I haven't been that many places on this earth yet in my brief life so far, but Newfoundland has been the place with the kindest, happiest, most welcoming people I have yet met. I have the largest sense of gratitude, like this feeling of thankfulness that always hits me when I visit the countryside or just someplace far away from an increasingly alienating urbanity. I'm not sure how to make this clear, but it's not an appreciation for the city, the thing I'm leaving behind, its amenities, the many restaurants, the attractions, the shopping places, whatever. It's instead a relief to be away from so much of everything, everywhere, all of the time. There's no sense of missing these things. It's instead like a heightened appreciation for what is actually available. The discovery of a coffee shop 30 kilometers down the road is suddenly a gift. You've suddenly never been happier to smell the coffee beans in a way that doesn't naturally happen in a city which just tries to shove everything at you all at once. People have tried to tell me in the context of city life, like, hey, don't take for granted what you have living in the urban sprawl, and I don't know how to say that. I don't want this granted to me. High-rises and the concrete and the smell and the people everywhere you look is not the granting of some great wish. Take it away. One grows sick on the excess. The goods and services are not particularly good or serviceable. Give me the grass, the Great Plains, the gift of working for something once in a while. Give me the community of people who value one another. Give me the wide open and the foamy wake and the whales.
Right here, look at that. See that? Look at that, Bonnie. Is she beautiful? The other one's right behind her. There you go. Look at that, eh? The other one's going to go down around the bottom side of the boat. Watch.
Cheers.
Cheers to the hunt.
Oh, hell yeah.
What was that? Bye.
Someone's done.
I think because I was reading Tolkien at this time, Newfoundland took a shape in my mind suspiciously similar to that of the Shire. Different places have different times, and some perhaps have no time at all. I mean, there's a reason why the newest Peter Pan movie was shot in Newfoundland, and many people thought it resembled a kind of Never Never Land. I kept trying to compare Newfoundland to other places in my mind, to the desolateness of Iceland, the sprawling forests of my own Ontario, or even the Gros Morne gothicness that you'll see bringing to mind the Lake District or Loch Ness. But there's no need for comparisons. In fact, I'm more reminded of what Bilbo says in The Fellowship of the Ring, at least in the film. And so, life in the Shire goes on, very much as it has this past age, full of its own comings and goings, with change coming slowly, if it comes at all.
females in because the males never fly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be all over the place.
They usually don't, but just in case. So cute.